just in the nick of time. I don't think anybody caught that. Nobody's up yet. Well, I tried to keep it up, but anyways, there she goes. She's just gonna lay down her glory. So, all right. Not many people are gonna catch that one, not live at least. So, just when I hit record, somebody shows up and tears it down. All right. So yeah, apparently I'm on jury duty for this week. Now I can't go into the details of it, obviously. I'm not even when I can. I'm not going to go into super detail, but it's basically a reptilian being is trying to beat the crap out of an insectoid being, and the judge is an angel. That's as far as I'm going to tap into. I'm tired. I've been up since 6 o'clock. Not 6 o'clock, around 7, but it's been a long day. Trying to stay awake. It was so boring. I stopped drinking coffee. I'm gonna have to start drinking coffee again because it's so boring. Trying to keep yourself awake during this thing, and not go crazy. And it's gonna be a week. It might be sooner than that, but my vibe is gonna be a week. I'll go into this a little bit more detail in the future, though. But I know I was supposed to talk about the Will Smith stuff, but that's crap. But anyway, that's pretty much a ritual. But this what's happening now with the jury duty thing. I felt it. I didn't feel this before, but I feel it now. Like this was like 2 weeks in the making, probably longer than that. So it's like all these people are trying to get out of it, and I felt I'm not going to do that because even when I got there into the courtroom, I was put in an area with like 7 people, and everybody else was on the other side. So it's like I think I was already chosen already, unless I come up with some excuse to get out of it, which I didn't do. But they take the people and move them. Yeah, they didn't let the people that were not chosen. They didn't let them leave. They just sent them to something else. So either way, you're not out of it. So it's funny all the people are trying to find ways out of it, which I understand why. But yeah, just kind of just take it. But this thing's it's like I'm meant to be part of this. It's weird. Yeah, it's like I felt everything kind of freeze around last was it Wednesday? And Wednesday went super late to like 7 o'clock. I was up at 5 o'clock in the morning and went to 7 o'clock at night. And I did a webinar after that. That was a long day. And now this crap is it because this is really draining. Today is really draining. So it might be done sooner than the 5 days, but right now it feels like it's going to be 5 days. So yeah, you can try to get out. You can run all you want, but you can't run forever. Sometimes you just got to just take it and go with it. So that's why this is an hour early, and I'm freaking beat. So Will Smith, The Ritual, Energy. Kind of proud of Will Smith a little bit, punch somebody out. Now, if it was that staged with Will Smith punching out, could be. I don't know. He looked pretty mad. Of course, he is an actor. I don't know. Some people feel it's staged. I don't think it was, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't think they're going to stage some. I mean, yeah, maybe on an astral level, on an occult level, yeah, they'll stage it. But either way, because Will Smith, I just saw that movie I was in too. It was really good. But him punching Chris Rock out, it's like, if Will Smith is not a clone now, he's going to be. They're going to Dave Chappelle him. So Dave Chappelle, Will Smith, and of course Will Smith's already done a movie about cloning him. There's already a movie out there like that. I mean, literally a movie about that. What's a clone movie? Yeah, Gemini Man. So, I'll post this. So, if he's already been cloned, I feel like it's still him there somewhere. Obviously, he's cloned in some form or another. But but I don't know anymore. He might just put in the new Dave Chappelle or the new Willis, whatever. Either way, the Oscars got more interesting last night. Instead of being just a snooze fest and who cares about any of it, as soon as somebody punched out, let's take what you can get. They got to raise ratings somehow. I don't think we'll ever really know the whole, but it is kind of a ritual, technically. All right, the April shift. I feel like there's some changes coming in April, April 15th, April 12th. Not just because it's tax day for April 15th. There is energy. There's something going. It might be sooner than that. We haven't quite seen it. Well, of course, with Will Smith thing punching somebody, it's like a new reality, a new timeline has emerged. So we'll just have to wait and see. Of course, everybody retweeting it, sharing it, putting that timeline out there is, it's everything is a distraction. But either way, it's something. I mean, it might be a distraction, but at least it made the Oscars look like it's something for once. Maybe they'll just turn into a boxing match between actors. I still won't watch it, but it's better than what it was. I mean, Chris Rock and Will Smith have been having out with each other for a long time, so who knows? I mean, everybody's gonna have their conspiracy theory against it, so whatever. And the April shift. I'm not to say there's not a whole lot going to be channels for that. We'll see. I did feel like a monetary energy there. That doesn't mean that's going to be the end of the world or anything like that. We're all screwed. There's nothing, not exactly like that, but just some kind of monetary shift. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. It's not going to be a stock market crash. I don't think so. They don't want to do that now. Ukraine, maybe. Hard to say. And universe, just basically channeling the energies of the universe. I did feel like a bird energy there, but also, I was going to go into the Asian energies. Of course, not just Asia, but other energies are in the universe also. That might not make a whole lot of sense right now, but we'll see. Somebody back there is getting some rest. Shit, I'm running on fumes at the moment. Hopefully it gets better tomorrow. This is our Total Economy Pro Sessions. We have a scheduler. We have a shop here. I don't know where I'm at. I didn't get anywhere with this today. Same situation here. We have a webinar, social network, behind the scenes. And if you wonder about Will Smith being a clone, well, this might not mean anything, but they already made one here. Here he is. Hey, look, he's got himself a clone. And now they're making movies about themselves having a clone. So, I think I talked about that a long time ago, but maybe the younger one wants to take over and start punching people. Who knows? Maybe start turning to a girl or something like that. Yeah, his son, Will Smith's son is, that's it. Yeah. A galactic being, you can say. Meaning like gender neutral or something like that. At least from what it looks like. I guess I said something I should have said. I guess so. So I don't think I really need to channel the Will Smith stuff. I guess I can channel some of it, I guess. It's not that. I mean, not how many people really care. It's not that big of a deal. But let me tell you, it made the Oscars important finally. Because right now it's just a big, flashy, flat tire. It's like just the clone awards. If you don't think it's a cloning energy, but just look at the Botox and all this, whatever that's going on there. something. It's just a Barbie Ken and Barbie doll Night from Hell. It's like pretty much what it is. So yeah. Okay. Well, modern world. Okay. All right. That's something to be really proud of being part of that. So okay. All right. Yeah. So we'll go with. I guess I can connect to Will Smith's higher self. Like, I'm not sure if that's a good idea. Sure. Sure. Let's try something different. No, going into the April consciousness, we'll see what comes through that. Like spirit realm and universe is probably where it's all going to be. So that's where it's really happening. So, not that anyone will really relate to it, but you never know. And there's Priscilla taking a nap. So, all right, top blessings. Greetings. And the consciousness of Will Smith, the higher self, actually more the consciousness. There is, yes, a lot of feminine energy. There's a lot of Egyptian frequencies there. There's actually a grave robber in his past. So why is he here? Well, yes, there's different ways of looking at why there's a Will Smith here at all. You say making up for a lot of negative he's done in the past. Of course, he doesn't want to go into full detail of it. But one of them is a grave robber. And he has been a seducer. You can probably see some of those frequencies around him of seducing the mind. He does it on screen very well. So, and yes, he has been a genie in his past. And so it's just become, it's more part of another reality, but, he plays a genie quite well, doesn't he? When he did an acting part, because he is one. At least at one time. He is a manifester. You can see it. So he does have that genie frequency with him, but he's had it for his whole life. The musician energy there is a ritual when he started out. The acting frequency, and it is showing how he's ascending as a being. But yes, there's a lot of elite energies of control, but also it is unlocking people from unlocking them from reality, from the control system. Because he does put hints out there of what's going on. So he is actually there to disclose what's happening. He might not be doing a full scale, but there's little disclosures here and there. So he is to help, but of course others might see it differently. He gets used a lot. So there is some disclosure energies there, but others sometimes he has to do what he has to do to be in that position, meaning sell himself out to a certain level. And that's the reason of that marriage he's in, is that is a powerful elitist energy that he's married to. You say that is a ritual also, a deep one. And, is that his handler in some form? Yes and no, not entirely. But there is a control factor there. As we're trying to be as more positive as we can about this whole thing. But the elite energies, it's not always of the negative. Yes, there is some aggression energy there. And you say right now through through someone like Will Smith, yeah, they're showing the aggression. And it's not necessarily always to be negative. It's just showing the frustration that they're going through. It's like, yeah, I might punch somebody out, but there's more to it than just that. It might not be just of what you just said. It's just like it's a place to be able to let that aggression out. So it might not have been of the joke, but everything that's behind it, which might not make a whole lot of sense. You might, somebody might trigger you and you just flip out, basically. So let's put it that way. With the Will Smith frequency is here, yes, it's here to stay. And what was his Oscar? No, he's only, he might be downgraded a little bit in the elitist groups, but he's still going to be there. And that's helps him become more grounded, a little bit more relatable to some people. Meaning like smaller films, maybe not the big blockbusters or whatever he does these days. A little bit more grounded So he's grounding as a person, which is a good thing, actually. Meaning that you see all these special effects and all everything, and you see the elitist manipulation, all the flashing lights and all that. But when you remove all of that and just have just a people talking and connecting and have an emotional experience, that is the true, human and the Hollywood energy, which he started out in actually. Where you just talk and you show your personality and character, and that's all you need. Instead of all the flashing special effects and everything. So I feel like this is a lot of this has to do with him staying out of the Hollywood system and just keeping things more grounded. We'll just have to wait and see where that goes. He still has free will to do whatever he wants. So blessings. Greetings. We are the energies from spirit. Yes, we come from the astral plane, but we mostly have a spiritual energy. The astral plane is basically your genetic makeup for the human. Basically, you go into astral and you formulate yourself. You want to have a nose, you want to have a face, you want to have arms and everything, and you bring that energy here into the into what you are today and the physical. The physical here, as you know, is a pond, an ocean of uncertainty, created out of mischief to some level, but it's always going to be a mystery consciousness, because so many higher dimensional beings want to heal it, but also get rid of it. But it's going to be here to stay. It will improve, of course, but it does go backwards many times because it's not the physical consciousness. Oh, it has a consciousness of itself. It's not about to leave anywhere anytime soon. But many of you, as higher dimensional beings that are here, you can bring, yes, the physical into more higher frequency levels. And of course, the other realities, what's happening. But this one wants to stay the same for a while. Just for now. It is just a Rubik's Cube of realities. It's hard to put it back to normal as it was, if that isn't normal. Your April energies. Yes, there's many shifts. Obviously, we can't go into the full details of those frequency levels. Easter plays a big role in it. Easter holiday is basically a elitist holiday. It's basically propaganda of the holidays. It's one of the more powerful holidays, actually. As many of you see, as many do get together, go to church, which is a ritual. It's like they're going to their place. Yes, the Vatican. And that's one holiday. Of course, Christmas is another one, but one of the main holidays where the Vatican is heard throughout the world, the zeitgeist of it. And that's a big deal. It is the ritual over the planet. So where things are going to go, obviously they're not going to go into full details of it, but expect the elitist agenda basically is to make changes here. So yes, it's going to be kind of vague of where this is all going to go. But the holiday frequencies of the Vatican is basically, Easter is basically a Vatican holiday. You can say also Halloween is to a certain level, but you don't see much Vatican there. But in Easter, you do. Because it also shows its relevance on reality. It is an alien spaceship, practically. It's an alien consciousness. A lot of it is gray. It's basically many alien beings connected to the religious vibrations, incarnated through it, and to make it their own. A lot of insectoid beings are there also. It's insectoid frequency is basically more of a higher dimensional energy. Well, they might not be able to connect with people, but they have a way of doing seances and things like that, rituals. So eventually, just the insect being isn't always going to be made clear. Some feel like the insect rules the world, the reality, all the universe, not exactly. Some would like to say a lot of it. There's a feline influence. There's a canine influence, but it's mostly a feline frequency in the Vatican also. Well, because the felines on other realities have lost themselves. And they've done this to other planets too, where they created their own control systems. Realize they say they were part of control systems also, yes. And obviously, they're not going to like that too much. So, yes, the reptilians get the blame quite a bit. And yes, they're involved with it. But the felines are involved also. Yes, there are also bird beings that are connected to it, but the feline is a little bit more sophisticated. Of course, it's always unseen. But you see, Catholic cathedral, it does have energy connected to it. The Egyptians basically retired, but still are here on different forms. So the Vatican is basically technically like the center of the earth, as many of you see. And even the windows in the Vatican have a lot of, you might not see it physically. It's difficult to catch it, but some of those mirrors do change, meaning they move. Now, most likely nobody's paying attention. Obviously, they shift the dimensions, but they don't really notice it from what we're feeling. But the mirrors, the windows, the window design, like a little symbol on a window, they shift. So as it with the information, because when the light hits it, it has an agenda connected to it, and it says it to the people. Of course, the Pope has been hijacked. Of course, if that even is your Pope, it is many popes. It is many agendas. Yes, like the Pope could put over a cloak as a human, put over a cloak and pull it back as a reptilian being. So, but reptilians aren't always the negative beings. I mean, yes, they might be very sophisticated, advanced, but it doesn't mean that they're negative. Obviously, somebody have disagreements with that, but they're just. What is it with that? Blessings. Greetings. Greetings, the God consciousness of the universe. Yes, there's, of course, a lot of alien beings that are not quite understood here. Yes, creature beings, like in your mythology, very advanced beings that the why they look the strange that they look is for them to connect to their power. They have antlers, they have some kind of disformity, so they can connect to their energy field and make them more powerful. So, like the more higher dimensional you get, the more stranger you look overall. There are beings that are half human or half creature and half, tree, and some of them are half deer. Your connections to your China and Japan, a lot of those are amphibian, countries. At least around the universe, there's different aspects. Some of them, yes, are powerful wizard beings from China, but Orion is like there's a China and Orion, there's a China and all different star systems. Basically, your Europe and all is all scattered out through all these different star systems. And for you to figure out which goes where and what your experiences are with all these places. Even the moon has its own country energy connected to it. Some of that is China, some of it's Nordic also. Eventually that would come more clear. Your moon is very much a Nordic frequency. And for some of you might understand that's why there's such a Nordic presence here. At least that's being manipulated currently because the Nordics won the war. So yes, you're going to have a lot of white people around. Now that's changing. So when you see the races changing here, now you see more diversity in your race. That shows that there's changes going on in astral. Sometimes it's a war, sometimes it's not. Usually it's a war. So it has to do with your monetary system also. So your universe energy. So yes, finding so if you have a connection to China, for example, do you feel that energy in the universe? Do you feel like it's on a moon? Do you feel like it's on a planet somewhere? Same thing with Europe. Some of you are building, castles and things of that kind, living a medieval life over and over again, meaning you're living on a world that's always the Middle Ages. And some of those worlds are feline. Some of those worlds are canine places. So it's just this world is more of the human. So it just in different aspects of it. And there's a lot of crystal beings in the universe that have not, and a lot of them have longevity frequencies. So one of the reasons for your wars, that some of you probably can connect to very easily, is longevity. It's like it's the DNA for longevity, and those wars are the elitist wars are happening right now. So because so many of the elites want to grow old and be young, so technologies are being advanced here. Obviously, not being made public, but they do exist here to some level. They have not been fully advanced, meaning perfected, meaning does it always work? Because when you have a longevity, they can also bring in disformities, also, even cancer cells and all those type of things. So it gets quite complicated on your planet. But as some of you that's living in the now, what does this have to do with your incarnation here? Well, meaning you connect to the universe, you can also find home. Because I don't believe this is home for many people. Now, if you're a physical person that loves the physical realms, this is your paradise. This is your heaven. This is your church. But some of you that are more higher frequency, and not to say this world is low frequency, it's just physical. There are many people here that are high frequency that are very physical. But some of you, yeah, as you connect, if you take the universe more seriously, not that maybe some people don't even think about it very much, but you can tune in this universe's frequency when you feel to do so. And it's like where you connect to. Some people, yes, have connections to the black hole. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Meaning that you're connected to other realities, other dimensions, to other universes, and so on. But of course, there are super Earths that many of you are connected to, and there's all these different types of alien races. There's a canine race, feline, etc., that are humanoid, that are living out their lives. Some of them are primitive worlds, some of them are more advanced realities. So a lot of those reality, yes, you might find China somewhere in all of this. China, one of the places in the universe, I couldn't say where, but now realize this is past your galaxy, past Andromeda, just deep in your universe. There are places where like China was invented here and so on. Some of you might be able to tap into those frequencies over time. Of course, also the Atlantean, a lot of the early Atlantean energies was artificial intelligence until it grew a consciousness and figured out that wasn't the way to go. But there's still a lot of AI within the Atlantean frequencies currently. Well, they connected to the AI of the DNA, you could say. Basically, the DNA was talking to them. So they learned a lot of its magic, its powers, and used it against humans, and that's why humans are shut down. Even to create the Neanderthals, even to erase any human lineage, like humans were never here to begin with. Yeah, it's a bunch of alien beings. A lot of that comes from Atlantean manipulation. Well, because they wanted to make you think as humans come from monkeys and all. Even it's almost like an insult to humanity that yes, you're just a bunch of monkey people and I resist. No, it's just you're covering up what's happening deeper into your Earth's energy field. But your universe can bring some of the energies, not always completely, but many of you do have jobs to be done here. So that's why you are where you are. You might not like it, but it's only temporary for the most part. Because yes, it doesn't. I mean, as you shift realize many feel like they can connect to the higher frequencies, but the physical still has a lot to be taught. You have a lot to learn from it. That's why you're here. Obviously, there's much more to it than that. Some of you, yes, are clear out karma, which is a great deal. But yes, these celebrities, a lot of them have been hijacked from other realities. Some of them sold themselves out to take magic potions, and now there's somebody else. Yeah, it gets really complicated here. Healing the astral is not going to be easiest because the astral is quite tricky. It doesn't want you to know about the future, as you can see. Why would it tell you that? Well, because it's many of you that are more frequency shifted can know the future and not let it, stop you from your ascension. But your average human, it can cause some difficulties. Well, because if they see the future, it's like, oh, I don't have to do this anymore. I don't have to learn. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. So there's a lot of that. Yeah, there's a lot of laziness, you could say. But some of these that are shifting frequency levels, it becomes more easier to see the future. Eventually, not yet. The astral realm put a lock on it. But eventually those doors will open.